So now on to the final Sam Raimi directed Spider-Man movie, the third one in this trilogy. Um, it's a movie. Find out what my thoughts are next. So Spider-Man 3 is actually the highest grossing Spider-Man movie out there, and it pretty much killed the Sam Raimi franchise of Spider-Man, even having the original cast coming back as with Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, J.K. Simmons, and Willem Dafoe, as well as the new villains are played by Thomas Haden Church as Sandman, Topher Grace as Venom, Eddie Brock, and then Gwen Stacy comes as Bryce Dallas Howard. And when this movie came out, I remember it getting trashed by critics and fans, and just the reason why Sam Raimi did not make a fourth. There are some redeeming qualities of this movie that I'll discuss, but there is some really bad aspects of it as well. To start off, a great credit intro in the opening credits. I thought, just like the previous two Spider-Mans, I really like seeing that. And this is more of a darker film, more of a Empire Strikes Back kind of, but in a more lighthearted way. It sure just went straight on for darkness and grittiness and all that, but it kind of scales that back at the end and just throughout the movie as well. But the focus in this movie is just on revenge and forgiveness and how you should act when someone's done you wrong. And just like the other two as well, the CG I thought was very great. Some cool effects with the sand, and just again wet and all that. It looks really well. It looks fake, but still really well done and good for a movie wise. But then there's this stupid scene of cops firing bullets at sand like it'll do anything. Some stupid stuff in this movie there is, and that's just one of them that jumped out in my mind. And everyone says it's too loaded with villains in this movie. They should have not done Venom, even though I found other studio pressure to put Venom in this, but it could have worked if the villains had more cohesiveness and worked together more. They kind of just threw them together at the end in one little 20-second scene of Sandman and Venom. They could have just been working together all along and just trying to kill Spider-Man just for revenge. But that said, throwing Venom into this wasn't all bad. I thought Topher Grace did a good job as Eddie Brock. Just a Venom character when he turned into it fell short. But I thought his Eddie Brock was really good, probably even better than Tom Hardy's. It was very arrogant and very just trying to take advantage of every situation, which is like Eddie Brock. But ultimately, it's just confusing how he becomes Venom and the symbiote, and just what it means, and it's not even really explained. It's just this glob of goo from space kind of just thrown in there and not really given any story behind it. And just a quick shout out to Bruce Campbell. He's cameoed in all three of these movies, and he gives a different character each time, and it's great to see him. And just his cameos get funnier and funnier as he makes more of them in these films. And I hear he's coming back for No Way Home, so we'll see what his cameo is in that as well. Now on to what many people feel is up there in the top critiques of this movie, which is emo Spider-Man, emo Peter Parker. It's something that it's been criticized for his dancing, for his acting in it. Actually, I found it very awkward, but very Peter Parker if he had this false sense of coolness, I guess, to it. I actually liked the emo Parker part of it, him turning evil and being a dick and being an asshole. It was actually good to see, and something that helps him evolve into the person he is at the end of the film, as doing forgiveness over revenge, which is kind of what that symbiote is doing to him, is him delving into his inner demons and just trying to get back at people like Mary Jane at the jazz bar, which I actually liked the jazz score to this. It fits very well, and I feel jazz brings a different layer to these scenes of Parker as evil. And I really like it. But this whole series actually has a very distinct style, the Sam Raimi style to it. It's very well done. You can see the development of it movie by movie, and it's great to see as now these trilogies coming out get different directors associated with them. And it's good just to see a director's vision seen throughout the whole trilogy, even though there was studio tampering in this last one, but you still feel his style and it still works, and you feel these movies are all connected into one. And I feel like the reason why people don't like this movie as much is just it's like unfair expectations of Venom, of just the following up Spider-Man 2, which is one of the greatest superhero movies of all time, along with Spider-Man 1, which is even better than Spider-Man 2 in my opinion. But most people don't think that. But it's just that build up to this movie of these past two movies being great and starting kind of the superhero like movie verse, along with X-Men. Spider-Man was the second superhero movie to come out in the early 2000s, and just the build up I think was just too great for Sam Raimi to live up to. I still quite enjoy Spider-Man 3, but it's ultimately not a good movie, and I gotta give it a 53 out of 100. All these movies are streaming now on Peacock, free to watch. Watch them all before seeing No Way From Home. They're all very enjoyable, and then you can compare and contrast, and then comment below and let me know what you thought of these original Spider-Man movies and what you think of the Tom Holland new one, No Way From Home, when you see it on Thursday. Bye, guys.